Hello. How to do dynamic meditation? I just did. It was fun and it was very powerful. I did it in our basement because it's good that the neighbors probably don't hear the noise that loud. You can do it peacefully there. You can also do it in some groups, in some maybe Osho centers or meditation centers that organize dynamic meditation. It's pretty common meditation that people do, and yeah, so you need to have a place where you can be quite freely, express yourself, and be loud. But also, it's possible to do it quietly. Maybe sometimes you have to do it, and also good for the meditation that you have to be aware of your how much noise you make. Dynamic meditation is an active meditation by Osho, mystic guru. Probably you have heard about it. You can Google him. Um, yeah, he died in the 90s, 1990, and before that, I mean, you should Google it. I'm not gonna talk about it that much, but dynamic meditation was his creation, invention. It's a cathartic meditation, and the idea is that for the contemporary man, it's quite difficult to do the normal sitting still, quiet vipassana type of meditation, where you watch your breath, thoughts, emotions, because you have so much things going on in your mind, so many emotions, so many distractions in your life, so much stress. So this kind of active meditation helps you to clean your mind more effectively than just sitting. So yeah, I think it's very powerful and helpful. I tend to do it almost every day if I can. And yeah, I tend to do it naked because it's much more, I feel it's much more authentic. And also, in the beginning, especially, you have to deal with the shame and stuff like that. When you're alone, of course, it's easier. But in a group, sometimes there can be some restriction that you can't do it naked, that you have to have some underwear or sports suit on. But if you can do it naked, I strongly recommend you to do it naked. So, dynamic meditation lasts for 1 hour and it has 5 stages. And each stage lasts a little bit over 10 minutes. I haven't really checked, but 12 minutes, I guess, because it's 1 hour meditation. And in the first part, it's yeah, and the meditation is done with music, a certain type of music, and when the music changes after each part, then you know that okay, now it's time to move to the next stage. So the first part is chaotic breathing. When you breathe through your nose, chaotic, chaotically. Why is that so difficult word? Chaotically, chaotic, chaotic breathing through your nose. And the idea of that chaotic breathing is to sort of release you from the control of your body so that you prepare yourself for the next phase, cathartic phase, that's also a difficult word, where you release your emotions. So breathing through the nose, and not with a certain type of rhythm, because you have to change it all the time, so it's not like a rhythmical. And you breathe only outwards. The body takes care of breathing inwards. And I will demonstrate you how to do the chaotic breathing. Of course, everyone has their own style, but yeah, it's very important that each phase you do it totally with all that you got. So the first phase of dynamic meditation, chaotic breathing, goes like this. Whoa. Yeah. So, and in the beginning I used to, whoa, dizzy, start a little bit more peacefully to get, because I get a little bit hurt, maybe twitch my muscle or something if I started too heavily. But the idea is that you lose the control and you do it chaotically. The second phase, catharsis, is where you let your emotions, whatever emotion comes, you express it. Whether it's anger, sadness, fear, joy, happiness, sarcasm, just plain craziness. If you get some feelings or emotions from some previous lives or something, I don't know, it can be anything. But the idea is that you let the emotion come and express it also totally. You have to be total in all the phases, because it's very, very important if you want to have the effect of the meditation. Do everything totally. And I don't know, for me, many times catharsis, there is sort of difficulty to have some kind of emotion and feeling, especially in the beginning. So it's good to maybe use gibberish, like talking very nonsense or making nonsense sounds, to sort of launch the system, that then it can turn into laughter or crying or something like that. And many times for me, just the body starts shaking, and it's like just plain craziness that I express, and that's very often. But it's a very good try to get different kind of feelings every time, so it doesn't become a routine or something. But I will show you an example of cathartic stage, but you have to remember it's very personal for everybody. Yeah. that is just an example. But be total and let whatever comes just come. And that's last about 12 minutes and you're getting exhausted, sweaty, maybe. Definitely me. And I usually have in dynamic meditation a towel under me to get all my sweat drops, so there doesn't come a water accident to the floor or something. And the third stage, the meaning of the second stage is to free your mind, sort of, to empty your mind, go crazy, go totally crazy. And the third stage, the idea is to release your sexual energy. And it consists of making sound whoo and jumping with both feet and having your hands up like this. Now you can see my hairy hands, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Third stage is who, and the idea is that the who comes from the sexual center, your root chakra. And also the idea is to be total, let everything come out. And yeah, during the whole meditation, the idea is that you don't have all the times mind doing something, thinking about what to cook for food or something. And in this phase also. But I can show you how who jumping happens. Yeah, that was just one example. I'm looking if some neighbors or somebody comes to the window and see what the fuck is going on. Yeah, but that is the idea. And of course, my eyes were open, but you should have them closed during the whole meditation. You have your eyes closed, and if you have some kind of bandage, it's good to use it. But yeah, raising up your sexual energy, and remember to have your hands high like this. In the beginning, I used to have hands like this, and it's good. It doesn't get so tired, the hands, but when you have the hands high up here, I think it's much better. And also it's very, very important for the energy and stuff like that to have the hands totally up. And if your shoulders start to get tired, it's good to breathe to the shoulders. I learned this from one good friend, Diego, of mine, who told this, and it's very helpful, even though it doesn't always feel that, okay, the pain relieves when I breathe to it, but it enhances your attitude to have them up. And yeah, so that's the third stage. And then at one point, when you do who, comes from the music, the music stops suddenly, and Osho's voice says stop. And the idea is that when you're doing this who show, you just freeze like that. And you don't move at all. you're like dead. You're like a dead corpse, and just watch what happens. You feel your body, how the sweat drops. You can hear sounds. You see the darkness. Maybe some thoughts come up, and you just watch them. Try not to identify with them. They come and go. Just watch. Many times nothing really seems to happen, and especially in the beginning it's very difficult to be in the position all the time, especially when you get saliva in your mouth and you want to cough or something or swallow, and but you should try really just not to swallow, not to cough, not to do anything, just stay still. And the more you do this meditation, the easier it gets. Sometimes it goes like this, but usually it's more and more easier every time. And if your hands start to fall down naturally, and for me they very much do usually, so it's okay. It's okay. Let them fall down. But try not to do it yourself. And yeah, it's very personal what happens. I feel energy rising up. Sometimes the hands may start moving, and it feels like somebody is moving your hand somewhere. And today actually was one of the first times that I really started to see different type of shapes and colors. So yeah, it's very personal. So that is actually the meditation part of this meditation, and gives you really the idea of enlightenment. And then the last stage starts with the music again. Yeah, in the fourth stage there is no music, there's just quietness, of course. And the fifth stage is called celebration. And it's good not to start celebrating or dancing immediately when the music starts, but just stay still, and by when the music comes, you can just let the body start making the movements. But yeah, celebration, dancing, for me again starts usually shaking, so that I'm not the one doing it, but the body feels like it's shaking. It may sound crazy, but when you really meditate a lot, maybe your body starts to do something like that too, or maybe not. Also, yeah, you know, it's very individual what happens. But you celebrate life, and yeah, that's the idea of the final stage. So I just go like shaking many times, not making sounds. But it can be dancing, whatever. The idea is to celebrate whatever your mind wants to do. Yeah, so that's how you do dynamic meditation. Do every stage totally. And remember that it does not feel every time very good necessarily. Especially in the beginning, it may feel physically very tiring. And you may not get any sensations in the silence stage or anything. But don't worry. Usually the effects may come even 1 week after the meditation. 1 day, 1 hour, whatever. But it's very good that you do it many times like every day if you can, or many times a week if you can. If you can have 21 consecutive days dynamic meditation, I guarantee you it will change your life. Even one dynamic meditation will change your life. But don't lose your faith. It seems crazy. You think I'm crazy when I probably looked really crazy to you when I showed you this. But we people are crazy in our minds. We try because the society expects us to behave in a certain way, that, oh, I have fork and knife, I have to be like this, yes, and discuss very, very smoothly and in a civilized way with other people. And inside there are emotions, there are hatred, stuff like that, and you are forbidden to express them, and they are stored in your body, and you really, 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 if you don't want to get sick or get crazy or just depressed or um, sad, or even when you're happy, even when you think you're very happy with your life, there are still stuff in you, especially when you understand that your mind constantly makes you want to do something and you're not quite satisfied, even though you're happy, you do good things, you have your life all set up very well. There's still a lot, and you have so much potential in you unused. So this kind of meditation really helps unlock that potential in you. So I strongly recommend begin doing dynamic meditation regularly, and I'm sure you won't regret it. I guarantee you that. Maybe you feel this is not for me, but don't. Your mind tries to stop you from the meditative path all the time, and you want to be the clever one. You want to be the one who says, I know this is not for me, I do other stuff, this meditation stuff is not for me. But it's your defense mechanism. You're not necessarily the smart one over there. You may be lying to yourself that this is not for me. Go crazy. Because this kind of environment, when you can do dynamic meditation in a group with supervisors or something, there you can go crazy with permission, freely. People will take care of you, they understand you, that's normal. But in the normal life, we can see the news. Family killings, school shootings, stuff like that. We're crazy. We're going to Third World War. We are destroying this planet. We are crazy. And we think we are smart. We think we have it under control, but it's not. And this kind of dynamic meditation will show you your inner craziness. And by, you will become peaceful. Not necessarily peaceful, but you understand, and you are not inside you that crazy anymore, because you understand all your emotions, feelings, and your thoughts and everything. So dynamic meditation, I recommend it. Do it. I love you. Namaste.